Welcome back to Love and Chit Chat. This is where it's at. Yo, we got Miss Nicole, Miss Ebony, and I'm your host, Kamal Lamani. And they're the special guests, of course. So beautiful, so beautiful. All right. And we're going to talk about older men. So let's go. No, because like Ebony was talking before about an older man, and it was funny because it's like, I think I'm a good older man, but I can't picture myself as the older man that a younger sister would think. Got like, he got a, could you help me get up? My hip hurt, and he's smelling like mothballs. So I just can't see myself like that. Like you said, your father, good looking, healthy man, 72. I see myself like that when I get that age. You know what I'm saying? I just can't see it. But if you had an older man and he's kind of like that, that's interesting. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, these older men, I'm gonna tell you, these older men now, black really don't. I'll tell you straight up. Like there was this guy who lives around, around where I live. I ain't gonna tell all that, but I'm gonna just say right around my block.
Right.
And he is 56 years old, and I would have never known. And like the thing I love about older men is that y'all got this swag, like, y'all got a swag about y'all, and then when y'all get out, y'all know how to dress, True. Y'all know how to dress. These young guys now is like my ex for our prom.
Right.
I told him, I was like, go get a tux, go get a tux, right? The night of the prom, he comes out in a suit that looked like he went to church in. Like, like it was just like the blazer was just too long. It was like too baggy, And then I see like the guys like, Steve Harvey, the guys around my block. When they go out, it's like they got the top hat, not the top, but like the
right.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
The pocket, the little pocket, the little pocket.
The handkerchief,
The handkerchief.
Yes.
The colors look nice. Some guys they do like a navy or a bright blue, and they put like a light purple, and and the ties. The ties look nice. So I'll give it to I think y'all older men. I say the more mature men, the grown men, the grown.
Hey, you making me feel good.
Sexy men. I think. I'm just saying.
Yes, you're right about that. I was telling that that the 3 men that I had in my life, I just realized that recently that they all were 7 years older than me. And, I always been attracted to men that was older than me because like you said, it's just the way they are, the way they dress, the way they, the way they carry themselves is just, I never been attracted to someone my age, but hey, you were 100% right about that. Yes.
Wow, that's deep. Yeah, because like our era, you remember we was going to Delancey Street. Like we lived in Jersey. And we was going to Delancey Street, downtown New York, just to buy clothes. And we was teenagers. Like clothes was it. You know what I mean? Like in Jersey and Teaneck and stuff, we had most people in northern Jersey came from New York. They came from Brooklyn, they came from Harlem, they came from the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? So if we thought we was fly, then the Brooklyn cats start moving out, and we'd be like, what? Who's that walking down the street? You know what I'm saying? They got the hat, the leather blazer, gold chain, the suede new color wallabies or British Walkers, and the gold chains.
Yep. The hats. Because I dated like older West Indian guy. I'll just say older West Indian guy, right? And he told me, he was like, we used to come out in the beaver hats.
That's right. Even
now
in the
I'm just like, wait, what? Y'all used to kill beavers and put them on your heads? Like, I'm lost.
Do you know about the sheepskin days? The sheepskins was the bomb.
They
Got the sheep,
out.
huh?
Out. Sheepskins is back. This
Oh yeah, I
got
believe you.
wearing them. Yup.
Because I want one. I want all the old school stuff back.
Yes.
Word. I never had no clothes as nice as I used to have. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I had two-tone suede shoes, like light blue on dark blue, with the light blue Kango. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Make
couldn't
it.
tell us nothing.
Yep.
But when you went to the club, everybody was like that.
Yes.
Yeah, and then older men, they just treat you better. Like, like I know money don't mean a thing and all that, but I don't know what it is. It's like going out with these younger guys, it's like they still, it's not sexy when a younger guy be like, oh, so yeah, so how are we gonna take care of this bill? And then older guys, like, I'll say most of the older guys that I've dated or known or whatever, it wasn't even a thing. It's just like, you went out, you had a good time, you talk, you have great conversation, talk about all types of music, Al Green, Hal Jackson and the classics.
Temptations.
Exactly. Y'all have all these conversations. And then it's like wherever he took you, whatever, you just knew you was taken care of. Like, he just be, oh, my man, come here, my man. Like, yeah, I'll take care of that. It's just like, that's like a slut. That's like a sexy there,
Yeah. You ain't supposed to worry about nothing.
Yeah.
But I agree with, Miss Ebony with the whole money ain't nothing. But then again, I don't know. It's that swag of like a guy who you don't have to worry. He got it,
Right. Yeah.
So I don't, I'm just
I don't know, like some of these young boys, it's sad, and hopefully we could bring a trend back or something like that. Because I've really seen them in court. They in court sagging, Your Honor, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, no. You know what I'm saying? I could have a little parking ticket or something. I'm in a suit and a briefcase. Your Honor.
Yes.
But you two, you both have sons, so I want to know how you guys training your sons to step up the game, because that's what us women need, as young, single. We need y'all to train y'all sons to step up the game again. So how are you doing that?
See, this is the thing. We like with my boys, I treat them to be humble, respectful, to take care of a woman, stuff like that. But what I noticed, it ain't even about the mothers these days, because I know mothers that bend over backwards, taking, doing making sure they children have and teaching them morals and respect and all that. And they get out here in these streets, you be like, wait a minute. I know your mother and I know how she raised you. It's like once they get in the streets, it's like a totally different, like I tell my boys, I can only show you from a woman's point of view. I can't show you no man that thank God their father's in their life. But I always tell them I can only show you from a woman's point of view of what most women like, and you'll learn more from each, because each woman is different. But I teach them to have respect and morals. And always never put your hand on a woman. I tell them, I don't care what a woman do, not put your hands on her, walk away.
No, walk away.
Or that's what you got your mama for. Nah.
Tell them you ain't Chris Brown. You can't buy your way out of jail.
I'll be the girl fight over my kids. My son can't hit you, but I can.
I hear you. The real. Yeah, don't mess with my son.
And what about the style? Like, do you guys teach them how to dress with style?
Well, I wish it was. These kids have their own personality.
Yes.
Styles and how they like to dress. Like my boys dress different. Tyson like he likes shoes and blazers, shirts and stuff like that. My other son, he's into like the sweatpants and shorts and sneakers, so it's different. They have their own style, and I let my kids, that's one thing I let them do. I let them be themselves. I don't try to force what I want on them. because they gotta have their own style and stuff like that. And they, like I said, my oldest son, he's into the suits and looking good and everything got a match. It's a mess. I go shopping with him. I'd rather go with women, a whole bunch of women. Either I'll go with old women shopping before I go with.
Wow.
Now you're breaking up a little. We're losing you a little.
Sure, this match, the shoes, this with the hat. I was like, Jason, come on. But it is what it is. They all got their own little style and stuff. But I tell them, as long as you're clean, you better be clean. Everything.
Gosh.
I don't care.
With me, like with my son, we just like casual. We take him to the store and let him pick whatever he want casually. But we just gotta let him know that when there's occasions to dress up, he still want to be like casual. And that's how most young men are. We're like, no, 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 no. Now you dress up. That's all. We get the suits and everything. But we want him to have his own style. I'd rather him put a little twist or something, do something a little awkward or a little different. But if he owns it, you know what I'm saying? If he rocking it, like, okay, that's your way of rocking it, cool. As long as he ain't looking grimy, like, he don't got no home training.
Yeah. But you don't ever do like a night where y'all go out somewhere?
Huh? Say that again?
Y'all don't ever do a night where like y'all go out somewhere like, where you gotta like dazzle it up a little bit and I don't know opera or anything like that, but
I love opera. I'm sorry. I love opera. Yes. But no, my kids be special occasions. They, they go out. We go out and do things like that. Like when we went on, every year I do a vacation with my kids. We went to Disney World, and the restaurants we went to for dinner, they had to wear the blazer. They had that what they call it, Tyson. I forgot what they called it, but they had to wear blazers. You couldn't come in there without a blazer. So it was nice, and but like I said, Tyson, that's his style. The dressing up and stuff like that. So it is. I mean, I love it. I'm just grateful that my kids they do not wear their pants hanging off their butt, because I told them the day I do see that, even their dad told them, we will beat you where you stand. Because nobody needs to see your underwear. And some of these guys, why you want to show your dirty underwear? Their underwear be dirty. I'll be like, ew. And it's sad because it's grown men out here doing that too. Like, you're supposed to be an example, not come on. And then they don't know the meaning behind showing your underwear. That's just crazy. And I'm like, because I did my research, because I couldn't believe, like, why these men is out here wearing. And then when I read he came from jail and all this stuff, I was like, so why would you come in the streets doing that? And then this younger kids that never even been there, don't know nothing about it. They just thinking it's the style because they looking up to you. Like, it's sad, but
it is.
Hey.
It is.
But we do our best by teaching them and telling them how we want them to be, how we want them, how we want to raise them. I'm sorry, my kids is distracting me.
It's okay.
But yeah. And you just pray. Like, you just pray, because how it is when we was kids. Our mothers telling fathers and us tell us one thing, but when we get around our friends, it's a totally different story.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So, and I always tell my kids, I know how it is. I've been there, and I tell them, I don't care. Be respectful. Don't disrespect nobody. Don't steal from nobody. Always be honest. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful I got good kids. Huh?
And no means no.
Yes, and I tell my kids that. I tell them that on a regular. I be like, if a girl, I don't care who you like, how she look, what she do. And I say, and if she's drinking, leave her alone. I don't want nobody talking about you raped her or whatever. Yeah.
That was crazy, man.
But I think a lot of it comes down to having a sense of purpose. And when you have a sense of purpose, then you want to look a certain way and present yourself a certain way, and you're going somewhere. So you're going to pick the right people to be around you. Yes. But if you have no sense of purpose, you just think it's about your building, then, you're going to dress like it's about your building. So, once you start realizing, like, yo, I'm here for a reason, that's the goal I want to achieve, and you start realizing that, like my grandmother taught me, this is what my grandmother taught me to help me. She said, when you go into a job interview or you go to get a loan or whatever, she said, charm them. She said, you know how to do it. And right then I said, oh, okay. So like, especially if I go into a job interview and I see ladies sitting up in there, I say, I got the job. I walk in there, I pause, they go, Terrence or whatever. Mr. Oates. Yes. I know I got it. Oh, come right in. You see them. I'm like, I got this. If I see the man now, I'm like, hard to charm the man. He probably hate him. But I see some ladies charm him, and that's what brothers gotta learn. But then it's also a sense of charm when you go into a situation and they think, oh, you're black, or a black man is coming. Oh, and then you got that suit on and articulate, and then they're like, oh, and they become impressed as well.
Right.
A lot of people become impressed just the way you carry yourself, the way you dress, and the way you speak. So we were talking about that earlier, going from the streets to the suites and back and forth. You got to be able to do both. So, how old is old?
Oh.
Okay. Let me say this. Like Nicole said, I know, of course, I know her daddy. Her daddy is fine. He's a good looking man. Just like your daddy. My grandma. Oh Lord, he was fine. Fine men. But some men out there that's not even their age, that's even younger. Like I was saying earlier, 58-year-old man. Beautiful man inside, beautiful heart, man of God. And he wanted to date me. But every time I looked at him, I just thought of Grandpapa. That's what I thought. He just looked like he could be my grandfather. Wow. And my grandfather looked younger than him.
Wow.
And he was only 58, but he's a good man. But I couldn't even visualize myself kissing this man, because I was like, oh, I would throw, I just felt like I would throw up if I did, because I looked at him in that way. But he's a good man, and then I felt bad for feeling that way. But all men that's 58, or what I'm saying, some people may say like, oh, that's young, but some people don't look it. They look hard. They look older. I mean, way older than Right. But me, the oldest I ever dated, like I said, they was always 7 years older than me. So I don't know. I just think if a man is good to me and we could get along and we both, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But if I can't be with nobody look like my grandfather or my father or anything like that.
Right. Or what about him treating you like that? You know what I'm saying? That I would think an older person might sometimes be fatherly or motherly.
Yes.
I wouldn't want that.
But I had I dated someone that was like, he was like that, because everything had to be his way. If it wasn't his way, it was an attitude. Right. So I had to leave him alone, because I'm like, I can't be with somebody that can't be me. I had to be somebody else, because I felt like I was walking on eggshells. Yeah. How we together and I can't be who I am around, you know what I'm saying, around you, because if it ain't your way, then it's an attitude. I was told that I was too friendly, that I'm too friendly. Yes. And that socially I was too nice. And, okay, let me go back and explain a little. We went to a party. His friends had a party. So we all was there, at their house. And next day, another friend of his had a party, was throwing a surprise birthday party for her husband. All the same people that we was with the night before was there. So when I seen him, I'm a hugger. I gave everybody a hug, and he was like, there you go, giving people hugs. This is how men this is why men think that you want them, you giving them the wrong intentions and letting them think that it's okay. And I'm like, what? Okay. All I did was give him a hug and say, hi, good to see y'all again. But it was just crazy. So I had to leave him alone. And he's a good guy. Right. But I cannot be, and I'm at a point in my life, maybe when I was younger, I probably would have tolerated and be like, oh, whatever. But as you get older, I can't tolerate it. I'm at a point where, no, I got to be happy. And if everything got to be your way for it to be right, then you need to be by yourself. Yeah.
My football player chick was like that. She's like, she smiled at you and you smiled back. But that's another story, because this chick was abusive. She jumped on me, grabbed my neck. She did that on a cruise ship. She did that with the stewardess. I'm telling you, I got stories. We talk about that later, but I'll tell you a little bit. No, we got on the cruise ship going to Bermuda. The lady said, "Hi, I'm Agnes. I'll be your stewardess. If you need anything, let me know." She's smiling. I said, "Okay." It was bam, bam. We happy. I turned around. That lady closed the door. She jumped on me, had me on the bed. She was like, "You smiling and flirting with that lady?" I was like, "She's the stewardess. I'm happy. We're on a cruise." Because this chick, she caught her mother and father was cheating. Her father was cheating on her mother. Whole family knew about it, and the mother finally found out. Then she caught her man in bed. So now she just had this baggage, and then she ended up with me, and I was like, "What is the problem? Like, I'm not him. Like, I'm not your ex. Sorry, But she was just paranoid. So that's a long story.
But you
Talk
know
about it
what?
later.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and a lot of women do that too. I'm not saying men do. I can't speak for a man because I'm not a
Right.
man. But a lot of women do that. They carry baggage. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And I learned, thank God, because the way the women that raised me in my life always taught me from a child, whatever you go through in one relationship, don't ever carry it to the
True.
next relationship. So
True.
that's how I always been. So I never
Mm-hmm.
had to deal with like, oh, you did this because I see these traits or whatever like
Mm-hmm.
that. I never dealt with that because I learned how to cut that off. Whatever I went with you, that was you. I didn't even
Mm-hmm.
go with it in this relationship with it. But yeah, a lot of women carry that baggage over, and it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
sad. It takes away from what you could have possibly been,
That's right.
together.
Because I would have gave her 1,000% for life.
You
You know what
see?
I'm saying? But I
Yeah.
was like, I can't.
Mm. But let me tell y'all this.
Hmm.
It's so funny what you saying. I never been in an abusive relationship, thank God, but I have got accused of sleeping with a homeless man.
Okay.
Let me tell you. Because this homeless man used to be when I would leave to go to work, I'll get on the train. Homeless man was there. So, I speak to everybody that know me know I
Hmm.
speak to everybody. So I would have a conversation with him. And then, one day he asked for something. He was like, I don't want money. I'm just hungry. So I started bringing him like when I would cook dinner. So
Hmm.
then in the morning I would heat it up and as I'm getting on the train, I would give it to him.
Hmm.
So at the time, the guy I was with, he was like, "Oh, why you keep having conversations with this man? Oh, you must have known him before me. You must have
Oh
been dating
my
him." I was like, "I
God.
was dating a
Wow.
homeless man."
That's a
So
stretch.
then one time we went to McDonald's right uptown. The homeless man happened to be at that train station, so we get out the car. He was like, "Oh, you call your boyfriend and told him to meet you up here."
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
and, and I was talking to him, and I'm like, really? And so I went in McDonald's, bought him something, and he was like, "Oh, you buying him breakfast, and I ain't even get my breakfast yet." And I'm like, "Oh my God!" I said, "You supposed to help people." He literally got mad and left me where I was at. He was like, "Oh,
Mm.
he said, tell him to take you home."
Oh
And
my
I
God.
was like, "This
Take it back.
crazy."
See,
And then
I
this,
don't
when I
like
was,
I don't
yeah,
like insecure men. I don't like
yeah,
insecure nobody, but insecure
me
men because I'm
neither.
like, apparently you don't feel like you're putting it down one way or another. You know what I'm saying?
Something
You
going.
ain't you feel you lacking something to have to
Yes.
worry about your woman. And like I said, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
giving you 110%, I ain't gonna worry about you because if you want to mess up 110%, fine.
Hello.
The next
Me
woman to
too.
have it. So
Exactly.
but
Yep.
I ain't
That's
gonna go ahead. Like live your life. Like
mm-hmm.
if you ain't coming back, then I'm doing something wrong. And you ain't for me. I can't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm giving you my best, you're not coming back every day, then I can't do nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Bye.
Mhm.
That's just my
You're
philosophy.
right. And that's like me. I never, thank God, I never been. I'm not an insecure woman. Like
Mhm.
even with my ex-husband, he would be standing there talking to females. I would come from work, and he'd be standing there, and I'll say hi, give him a kiss, greet him, and he's standing talking to the girl, and I would walk away. I'd be like, "Listen, while y'all talking, I'm gonna be in the store." And he would ask me, "Well, why you walk away and leave me there? What if she was trying to get with me?" I said, "Well, that's your job to put her in her place.
That's
That's
right.
not my job. I'm not gonna stand there and babysit you because you
Mm-mm.
talking to some woman." I said, "I know my worth. So if you want to mess up what's over here, that's on you. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't have time for it. I'm not doing the fighting. I'm not doing none of
Mm-mm.
that. You cheat. The only thing I'm gonna do is help you pack your stuff and bring it to her house. That's all I'm doing."
To the left, to the left.
Exactly. That's it.
Everything you own in the back.
Yes. Yes.
So Nicole, how old is old? Or too old?
For a relationship or for
Yeah,
dating?
relationship.
No, for a
Oh,
relationship.
Over a relationship?
You're like leading to your husband.
Well, I'll say from experience, probably like no more than 10 years. No more than 10 years older than you, honestly.
Yeah, okay.
There's just so much stuff, oh gosh, that you can deal
Mm.
with guys who are like much older. Like you said, the daddy issues.
Mm.
I could imagine.
I'm
Mm-mm.
telling you. I had some guys who tried to tell me, "Oh yeah, you're gonna do this and do that," and I was just like, I'm grown, right? Like, I'm a child, right? And I had to walk away. So
Mhm.
How
yeah, I'd say
young?
no more than 10 years.
How young is too young?
Oh no, I don't go young.
Really?
I don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
Mm-mm-mm.
I tried 2 years younger than me because me and Miss Ebony over here, we like to skate, and I dated a couple guys in the skating rink, and one of them, he was 2 years younger than me, and
Mm.
I felt like it was just like too young, so I don't date
Mm.
young now because
Yeah.
guys don't mature as quickly as
It's-
women.
I know.
Yes.
28, your
Yeah.
mind is still in like 17.
Yeah, sad.
Yeah.
So I don't date young guys. That's just me.
Mm.
Y'all see
Yeah,
me
me
get
neither.
quiet like this. Like sometimes I get these thoughts. I'm gonna do it one day. Y'all can help me. But I'll be thinking like, how could I have some kind of academy or some kind of lecture series to really talk to these young men? But I've done stuff like that before. To just see like nobody's listening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like it's sad, like the state that
Yeah,
we're
you
in.
could have some of the young men come on and like explain, like you have to ask them questions. Look, we got a big family. You can start with the family.
That's true. That's true.
We got a lot of young boys. Yes, yeah. We got from 13 on up. So yeah,
Mhm.
you could do that because
Okay.
that'll be good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just the culture, It's just the
Hmm.
culture. Like even my nephew, like he just want to be a rapper. Like he just want to be a rapper, smoke some bud. He just want to he wants that life that Drake and Lil Wayne and Jay-Z, Ja Rule live.
Mhm.
Hmm.
But he doesn't understand the struggle that they had to get there. Like,
Right.
Hmm.
you really want to live like 50 Cent? Do you really want to be shot 9 times in order to get to where
Hmm.
you're going? Like, they don't understand the struggle. And especially my nephew, because he has good parents. Like, he's from good stocks. I don't know what
Hmm.
happened with him, but
Hmm.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
The
Yeah.
entertainment
they want
business
that
clouds
lifestyle.
their mind.
Yeah.
We got the
And
10-minute sign, just so y'all know.
oh, all right. And then
Yeah.
what it is too, like, sometimes like some kids, like I know one guy that I grew up with, his family, he had the best of everything. He always had everything before it came out in the stores. His parents just had money like that. He didn't even have to live the way he was living. He just wanted to hang out with that crowd
Right.
for no reason. And we used to always ask him why. He just wanted to be down. Like I was
Yep.
like, well, what are you missing at home? That I said,
Right.
how many of them that you hanging out
That's
with would
right.
trade places with you in a heartbeat?
Mhm.
And he, it was just sad, and he just wanted to live that I don't know, rough life, thug life, whatever it was. And he wasn't even a thug. He was so
Right.
soft. I was out. I mean, one time I had a fight out there protecting him, and I was
Hmm.
like, "You need to go home."
Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah,
I'm
but that's what
thinking
it is.
out here in Jersey and Teaneck, I probably could name about 50 dudes. There's some called the James Bond car thieves, and people been trying to make movies about it. But these dudes, these young boys, was robbing houses, all the towns, the white towns, rich
Mm.
towns, and what they call them James Bond because when the cops would come behind them, they would spit out oil and nails and smoke, and they would have all these compartments in the car where they would hide stuff and they would get away. And like some of them would go to jail and some of them would come out, they get out, they rob more houses.
Wow.
And but I'm saying these kids have parents making good money, two parents making good money, move to the suburbs, and some the police chief son type stuff, and they still robbing houses and doing all this crazy smoking and drinking. And like, y'all ain't had to do all that, bro.
And so, yes, but some kids too, they parents spoil them so much that they think they can get away with anything because they don't get chastised when they was younger, or they do something. They put the way the parents chastise them and they punish them is like, oh, go in your room go in your room, or you can't play with that. But then they go let them go right outside. They take this away, but you giving them that, So it's like, yeah.
Stand around.
That's what else, this is a side note from our meeting outside. Yo, that's fire. Like, I think the Zoom call is gonna be hot, but when we ever get together in person, that comes out dope on film. I'm telling you, it's nice. I deleted it, Nicole, but it comes out nice.
Yeah.
Well, I just gotta make sure, when we do this, I'm just down to like just maybe one Moscato. And then I gotta just have a little pocket mirror, check my face. Well, take my iPod out. I'll just go. Yeah.
That is funny.
Anything else for real? We got about 5-6 minutes.
Subjects.
We was gonna talk about older men. We did that. And what was the first one we was gonna talk about?
Nice guys.
Nice guys?
Nice guys.
What about nice guys?
What did you say? The nice guy? Be nice.
Okay. Nicole, what are you looking for in a man?
Gosh, okay, I wrote a list. Hold on.
There you go, the list one. Yes, no, that's actually great. Read your list.
Hey, we're gonna be talking about this next segment, I'm sure. Next week.
Oh, so you want to save this for next week?
No, I'm saying I know it's gonna go into next week.
Oh, yes.
Because it's getting late. I know y'all don't want, we ain't doing no more tonight. We need sleep.
Okay. I'm gonna try and cover this in 5 minutes. Hold on.
God dang, don't roll it out.
And it might just cut us off. So go ahead, and in case we get cut off, thank you, peace, good night.
Yeah.
Like, la 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 la. Okay. What I want in a man: peaceful, compassionate, handsome, adventurous, wants to grow and grow with me, because that's important, because he may want to grow, but he may not want to grow with you.
Yeah, because some people grow separate. Yep. You're right.
Funny.
Yes.
Spiritual. Wants to have a family and get married, because some of these guys just want to run around. So wants to have a family and get married. Respectful. Takes care of himself financially and physically, and he's clean.
Okay.
You actually have a list. It was a real list.
Okay. Now, out of your list, what is a deal breaker for you?
Okay, let me see. Did I write?
No, okay, before I say the deal breaker, what on that list, if the person didn't have 3 things on your list, if that person didn't have, you can still be with him with? If he didn't have 3 things on your list, what's the 3 things that you could be like, all right, I could still deal with him if he didn't have it? Oh, face.
Oh God, I don't know. Cause like I said, I ain't getting with no ugly guy. I mean, I know as they grow older, like you said, the looks may fade or whatever, but I gotta at least like you on the entry,
Yes.
It's kind of like, when you get into a restaurant, you sit down and the service may not be that good, but you like, okay, like it looks nice at least,
Yes.
I gotta
what happened
like
to the
you
money
at least
part?
on the entry,
Yes.
Nicole, what happened to the money?
Cause see, that's the thing. Nothing going on but the rent for me. Like, I just like, You know, because I just feel like I agree with, I agree with Miss Ebony over here. She was just like, okay, it's not all about money, it's not all about money, but I don't know. I just like when a man can take care of things. Like
no, I'm not saying that the man can't take it. I'm just saying you can't focus only on the money. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us, we do that. If we know a man got this amount of money, then all of a sudden our bills, we tend to be like, oh, well, we need this and we need that. Sometimes that push men away. They just want you to be there for them and knowing that you got their back. And if they didn't have that money, will you still be there? I'm not saying that, that they can't have no money, because you ain't being with me no money. I'm not struggling. I could struggle by myself. I'm sorry. Now, if we was in a relationship and you lost your job, so of course I'm gonna hold you down. But not coming in a relationship, I can't do it. I got my own kids to hold down. I can't. But I will hold you down if we're in a relationship. But you got to be showing some type of progress where you trying to get back out there. Because if you ain't showing no progress, I can't.
You have been watching Love and Chit Chat.
Yes, Love and Chit Chat. Yes.
All right, that's cool. Yeah, this was good. This was real good.
All
right.
Well, good night. I don't want to get cut
off. Get some
sleep.
Okay, get y'all this
sleep. All right,
sleep.
good night, everyone. Good night.
Right, good night.
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 One love.
Yes.